what about this campaign? And frankly, every time you have a big election, it's like, oh, this is the most important election of your lifetime. It really is. I mean, hopefully, it's not too late to have the most important election of our lifetime. The presumptive Republican nominee is going to be somebody that is in lockstep with the fascist president of this country. So it's so important that we not send a Republican from this district to Washington. Where this district has a proud tradition, Bangor has a proud tradition of sending statesmen to Washington. Hannibal Hamlin represented Bangor in the 1800s. Bill Cohen served on the city council and then went to Washington. John Baldacci served on the city council and went to Washington. Joe has served on the city council and the state senate, 2 terms as mayor. Outside of his family, I think I've known Joe longer than anybody here, over 50 years. And in that time I've known Joe, his principles haven't changed. He's the same person today, just a little grayer, but the same person with the same principles that he had growing up. I think when you think about public service and where you stand, I think Joe's principles kind of remind me of what Hubert Humphrey used to say. The role of government is to take care of those in the dawn of life, the young, those in the shadows of life, the disadvantaged and the not so well off, and those in the twilight of life, the elderly. And I think those are the principles Joe fights for every day that he's in Augusta. That's what he'll fight for every day in Washington. And while Joe's principles haven't changed, he'll compromise, he'll work across the aisle. He has in Augusta, he will in Washington. Compromise is a dirty word in Washington, but Joe will compromise to get things done for this district, but he won't compromise his principles. So one thing, I didn't go over my remarks with Joe, but I do want to say one other thing. A week from tonight is the college football national championship, and you see a lot this time of year about people. You hear people they decommitted. They're committed to one school, they go to another school. I actually had committed to another candidate in this race. I've decommitted. I'm with Joe. I'm all in, and I think we all need to be. The other candidates are good people. They're good candidates. Yeah. But if you have a chance to work for a great candidate, it's an easy choice. So I just am very excited that Joe's made this decision to run. And it's going to be great for Joe, and it's going to be great for this district. So
I really
thanks, Joe.
that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was very nice. Yes. Come right forward. Representative Rader as well.
Before I begin, I want to say that Mr. Trumbull was very kind in saying that there was a Republican candidate from this district. Anyone can rent a post office box, folks. Good afternoon. It is a real pleasure to be here today, because anytime someone like Senator Baldacci decides to run for Congress, it's a moment worth pausing for, if only to acknowledge the bravery required to voluntarily sign up for endless emails, unsolicited advice, and a whole new perspective on the Bangor Daily News' comment section. I want to begin by thanking Senator Baldacci for his service as a state senator. Serving in the Maine legislature is not glamorous or easy. If it were, we'd all look a lot more rested. What it is, though, is demanding. Long sessions, complicated policy, and a lot of decisions where the choices aren't between good and bad, but between hard and harder. Joe has carried that responsibility for years, whether on city council or in the legislature. That kind of durability in public service deserves respect. Joe knows his current district well, in a way you only can after showing up year after year and being accountable to a wide range of people with very different expectations. Representing a district like his means you don't get the luxury of easy answers and universal applause. One thing Joe has always brought to the work is seriousness. He approaches his public service with gravitas and experience. He understands the limits and the possibilities inherent in government. He understands that progress is often incremental and that it comes from persistence rather than bombast. That kind of experience is valuable, and above all, it is honest. Running for Congress is not something you do on a whim. This is a decision that says you believe the next chapter is worth the effort, the scrutiny, and the sacrifice. Joe, you've spent years doing that work, the work of fairly representing your district in the state senate, and you've done it in a way that reflects commitment, endurance, and a clear sense of responsibility to the people you serve.
Thank you.
Today marks a new step and is one that comes after a long record of public service. Thank you for representing our district, my district,
Yes.
in Augusta, and for bringing that same commitment to the campaign ahead. And today, perhaps for the first time and last time, I will admit this, Paul Bunyan was indeed born in Bangor and not in Minnesota.
Some people may not realize that's a major concession right
It
there.
is,
Thank
it
you.
is. Thank you for
Thank
everything.
You.
I
Oh, thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you very much. I wanted to welcome Representative Rana. Do you want to come forward and just say a couple words? I really appreciate them very much.
Thank you so
very
much, Senator. Hi everyone, my name is Umbreen Rana. I am the district rep for this district here and so proud to call Senator Baldacci one of my constituents as I've been honored to be his constituent over the years. Thank you all for being out here on this cold day. Senator Baldacci is well known for his dedication to constituent outreach. That is something that all of us in Bangor have been able to benefit from. And I really am looking forward to what he'll be able to do, not only to serve Bangor, but to serve all of Central and Northern Maine with the staff that he'll have when he is our future congressman dedicated to serving our community. What we need now more than ever is bold leadership and electeds that will listen to their constituents. As I've been doing doors across my district over the past couple of years, what I've really noticed is that many Mainers are feeling disenfranchised and disillusioned from electoral politics. They're really feeling like their vote doesn't matter and their vote doesn't count. So they're looking for leadership that will actually follow through. They want leaders that are community members representing them. Joe demonstrated this. He demonstrates this. He demonstrated this as a member of our city council, as mayor, and as an advocate in this community, helping those dealing with impossible issues, just for example, like evictions, when he's fighting for people in court. I'm also the child of a small business owner, so I know what it's like to meet your community members and to understand like the struggles of small business owners. So I just know that Joe knows our community really well.
Thank
So,
you very
thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you for being here today. I want to thank County Commissioner Trumbull, State Representatives Rader and Rana, and I think we also have our State Treasurer around here someplace, and everyone that's here. You guys, this is what people power is called, right here. And this people power is going to win in November of this year. Today is a special day for us. It's my dad's birthday, and many of you know my family developed a strong reputation for public service and for community responsibility. Our dad instilled in us the idea that to whom much is given, much is expected. As a family, we all worked from an early age and we were taught the value of hard work as well as contributing to society. Dad taught us that it was our duty to give back and ensure that those around us enjoyed the success of hard work as well. As many of you know, he was an organizer for Ed Muskie and JFK, and we grew up with the idealism that public service could be an honorable profession. That sense of duty that both my parents instilled in me is the reason I am standing here today and why I'm announcing my campaign to be the next congressman from the 2nd District of Maine. Too often our region of Maine is forgotten, whether it's out-of-state interests buying our mills, reaping the tax benefits, and closing them down, or wealthy people from away buying 2nd and 3rd homes, jacking up the price of housing. Folks in northern Maine are facing problems that people in DC don't even know about. But let me tell you, when I'm elected, not only are the elites in DC going to know about your problems, loud and clear, we're going to work to fix them. If things weren't hard enough already, Washington Republicans want to make it even harder for Maine families. The cost of living is growing out of control with no relief in sight. Expiring ACA health insurance subsidies are causing premiums to skyrocket. Cuts to rural hospitals and the VA will force many patients to travel hours for medical care, and threats to Social Security and Medicare risk costing seniors their retirement. Mainers just can't afford to have 2 more years of Republican control in the House of Representatives, and I need your help. People ask me how I intend to win in the 2nd District, and I will tell you in just a second. Like most Maine people, we are all very familiar with meeting difficult challenges, supporting our families, and beating the odds against us pretty much every day. We will win this campaign, and we will win it with the people of the 2nd District. They will be in our corner when we demonstrate we are in their corner, fighting for them, their families, and their futures. When we win this campaign, we will fight to ensure that life in Maine is no longer the long shot that it has been ever since I can remember. We will do this by lowering health insurance costs, by passing the premiums of the Affordable Care Act. We will fight to make the cost of living more affordable by cracking down on price gouging for things like groceries, prescription drugs, and other necessities. We will fight for jobs that have good wages and benefits by standing up for workers. On day one, I will sponsor legislation to prevent Wall Street robber barons from buying up Maine housing stock and turning us into a state of renters rather than a state of homeowners. Too long, Maine has been an economic benefit to out-of-state interests. It is time that Maine's money ended up in their wallets and not in the pockets of the wealthy from out of state. And we will fight for the constitutional rights of all Americans. Maine deserves a fighter that has stood up for a woman's right to choose their whole life and has a long record of fighting for civil rights for people here in Bangor and across the state and across the nation. We will fight for people regardless of where they live, from Madawaska and Fort Kent in the north, to Belfast and Ellsworth along the coast, to Freiburg, Rumford, and Lewiston to the west. It is a largely rural and small town district, and that is why, if elected, I intend to pursue a seat on the House Agriculture Committee, because that is where you can make sure that people in this district, the farmers, the small towns, the rural businessman, have their own voice on some of the most important legislation in Washington. In June, Democrats will vote for their nominee, and I am getting into this race because we need to win for the people of Maine, and we need to defeat Mike Johnson and his puppet, Paul LePage. We need to prevent Mike Johnson from ever holding the speaker's gavel again. As a city councilor and mayor, I have fought Paul LePage and won. And in November, you can count on me to beat him again. A fighter who's taken the fight to Augusta and won real victories for all Mainers. My name is Joe Baldacci. I am asking for your help and your support to be your next congressman. Thank you. And I take some questions. Thank you very much, everybody. You can come closer if you want to. Yeah.
There's obviously already a primary.
Yep.
Why are you the best candidate to win in June?
Well, first of all, I don't come into this race thinking I'm running against somebody. I'm running for the office of representative based on my record of experience and also my record of winning elections. I think that is something that I offer that other candidates do not offer, and that I can win in November. But I am the only candidate in either race that's won an election in the last 10 years, and I'm the only candidate in either party that also has a significant legislative record for the last 6 or 7 years. So I think that we have fought for people in terms of healthcare, jobs, education. No one else really has that record in this race. So I think I can combine that, and we can win in November, and we can represent the people of this district. Well, one of the first things is I would seek a seat on the Agriculture Committee, because for Aroostook County and Washington County and Piscataquis County and many of our western counties, that's a critical committee because it controls the farmer's home and also all the farm bill subsidies. That would be one major difference. I'm also, I think that that I'm not looking so much at the differences, but on my own path. And my own path is really to focus on jobs, healthcare, education, and agriculture. I think those are the most important areas that I can focus on. I'm going to bring my own print to those things, and I think that people in this area have generally been happy about that, and I intend to do it for the whole district.
Well, one more.
Your family all, obviously has a legacy in Maine politics, but, to win a race, you have to kind of do it on your own. How are you going to differentiate yourself from your family?
For my family. Well, I'm not going to differentiate myself from my family. They've been with me forever, and I love my family. So let me make that clear. This isn't about other people in my family. This is about my record of accomplishment. I've spent 12 years on this Bangor City Council. I've served twice as mayor. I've served 6 years in the state Senate. That's 18 years of service. So that is my record. I am running on my record, nobody else's.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There's pizza.
Hey, can I grab one question real quick?
No, word. Question. Do you have a question?
Did you have a question?
I do actually. There's a bunch of us who have fought tooth and nail to have Jared Golden commit to having town halls so people can ask questions of him as a congressperson whose salary we pay, actually.
Right.
Would you, if you were elected the congressman of this district, think about committing to like a once a year type of a world where that could be possible?
I think if you're the representative from any district, you have to engage the voters regularly. As a city councilor, you're right there. People are coming in all the time. Okay, there's no like, oh, I'll do this some other time. They come right in. I know that there will be tough questions, but I do think that in order to maintain the trust of the voter, that it will be important to regularly engage people. And I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you very much. There will be some, but the first plate of spaghetti may be in Lewiston, so you may have to travel.
All right, let's go.
Okay, thank you very much. Hey, thank you. I love you very much. Love you. Your wife? Yes. Yes, I know. Good job. Thank you very much. Now let's go back and get some pizza. All the candidates are invited to